Hello and welcome to the podcast. This is our episode 2. I'm Sam Shaw.
I'm Caleb, the Harem protagonist Bacon.
I'm Nathanael Juwan.
I'm Tayvian Miller.
So, last week we covered what movie never gets old. Seemed to go pretty well. Today, our question is, what are your top 3 favorite TV shows of all time? So, I'm going to go first. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Bring us that Sam Shaw taste.
Okay, I'm going to start with number 3, then 2, then 1. So this is my third favorite to my first favorite.
Oakley dokley.
Number 3 for me is going to be SpongeBob SquarePants.
The classic.
Yes. Okay.
Solid choice.
Now, to be quite honest, I was really kind of arguing with myself whether or not I was going to make this number 1 because this show was my childhood.
Okay.
But the reason why I put this one as 3 is because when the show got bad, it was still pushed just as much as when it was amazing. And it's still on today. And if you watch it today, you can tell it has gotten better. Like, the quality has gotten better than it was like a few seasons ago. But it is still not nearly as good as it was like seasons 1 through 3. So that's my 3. One of my, like, for a long time, one of my favorite of all time, but still, that would be why it's number 3. Number 2 for me is going to be Futurama.
Ooh.
Now, Futurama, I think, is probably the funniest cartoon that I've ever watched as a whole, like the entirety of it. And it never really got bad, but it was also like the show ended before it could get bad. So that's it. And also, there are like 5 episodes, maybe 5 or 6, that are just absolutely heart-wrenching.
Carrie, come home.
Like, no, like worse than that. Like, even worse. Like, for example, have you guys seen all of it?
I do
had
not
not
remember crying it with SpongeBob.
He's talking about Futurama.
Oh! Where have I been?
Yeah, I've moved on. No, I'm talking about Futurama. There's like 5 or 6
Oh.
episodes that just absolutely wrecked me. I didn't
Do you remember
cry,
that-
but like I was like depressed for like a whole day.
Wait, guys, alright, real quick story time. Do you guys remember that one time when Sam was like, you guys should watch Futurama? I'm like, alright. And he goes, I'm going to show you my favorite episode. And none of us laughed once.
Yes, I do remember
The
that
whole-
one.
we all
it
sat-
was the one with
watched-
the shape-shifting
We
person.
watched the whole episode in silence.
Okay, in my defense, that one of my favorite episodes, but my favorite episode ever, I didn't show you because we were at
Oh.
Nathaniel's house.
Okay.
And if we were at my house, I would have played it, but Nathaniel, that's a little edgy.
Darn.
Well, tell us now that we can watch it.
Okay, it's an episode where
I'll link the episode in the description, guys.
Okay, it's an episode where the delivery crew, I can't remember what it's called, but the delivery crew turns into an airline, and like every like main character and supporting character gets on this airplane for a flight, and they end up crash landing on this planet, and then the men and the women start fighting. So they kind of like divide into teams. And then this like rock alien, kind of like Korg, shows up, and they make the men and the women like compete. And so blah blah blah, they compete, and the planet is getting hotter, and they're like gonna die if they don't like. So like one gender is gonna win and survive. And then at the end of the episode, they talk to the rock guy and they say like, you gotta stop this. So what the rock guy does is he takes away their genders and they start working really well. And then without getting too explicit, a few of the people get a little bit they start to miss some of the advantages of having different genders.
Ooh.
Oh my.
And so then the rock monster gives them back their genders, but he gives each of them the opposite gender. And that's pretty much the whole part, like the whole episode, except for like the resolution. But it is absolutely hilarious, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I think the episode I showed you was also hilarious, but you guys didn't care for it, so I don't know.
No, we did not.
But anyway, back to why Futurama is the best. When it comes to the really sad episodes, the one that made me the most sad was the episode about his mom. And in this episode, they were hearing like this sound that went off over and over again. And they somehow like dated to they like could like put a date to the sound. So they went back in time to that date. They sent Fry back in time to that date. And since he went back in time, but he was inside his own memory. So he couldn't go anywhere that he hadn't been back then. So he got to see his mom. But because he was in his own memory, he eventually had to leave. But since he like was being pulled out of the house because he had to leave, he eventually made it back into his house, but there was nothing there because he never went back, so he didn't remember it. And it was like absolutely devastating to watch. Anyway,
I'm crying already.
Wow.
it was terrible.
Did you cry, Sam?
No, but I was like just in a bad mood for like a whole day.
Sam's a man's man.
Sam's runs.
He's a
What?
man, dude.
There's also an episode about his old dog, which they like find his like fossilized dog. A lot of people say that's the saddest episode, but I think it's probably second saddest. I think the one about his mom is more sad. Anyway, so it's a hilarious show, but it also has a ton of like meaningful story.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready for my number one show?
I'm pretty sure I know your number one show.
I don't think any of you guys will be surprised.
Oh, I think I could guess it. Can I guess it first?
Yes.
Is it The Office?
Yes, it
Knew it.
is. So, The Office for me.
I know Tayvian's
absolutely-
number one.
Okay, so The
No, you don't.
Office for me. The Office is pretty much really hilarious. I watch it like almost every day.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to
I
you.
think
The
I think
Office is pretty good, but
It's okay.
Parks
I've
and Rec
actually
is
never
slightly
seen the
better.
whole thing.
You've never seen what?
I've actually never seen like the entirety of The Office.
Oh, have you seen like the finale?
No.
The finale of it
my.
like wraps up the show perfectly. It like ties up all the loose ends. It resolves a ton of like story arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's casted perfectly. I don't think any actor could have done a character better. But then you also get the moments like Futurama that are like just as sad, or like not just as sad, but just as heartfelt. You know, like there's not many sad moments, but it's sad when Michael leaves. Spoiler alert.
I heard about that part.
Yeah.
It's that
I
part.
saw an Office, a
um,
video that said the day The Office died.
Yeah, in that video, it said that The Office died when Jim and Pam got married, because then there was no resolution to look forward to.
Yeah.
But the episode when they get married is awesome. It's a 2-part episode when they go to Niagara Falls. So that's really good. When it comes to my favorite episode ever, it's a 2-part episode called Stress Relief.
Oh yes, I love that.
And in the very beginning of the episode, Dwight, he simulates a fire, but he doesn't tell anyone that it's fake. So and then he locks them in the office. So they all start going absolutely crazy. And then Stanley has a heart attack. And so, long story short, Stanley has this thing that lets him know when he gets stressed. And whenever Michael goes near him, it starts going off. So Michael realizes that he is causing Stanley to be stressed out. So then in part 2 of the episode, he makes the whole office roast him. and then he goes into this deep depression. There's like 20 laugh out loud moments in the 2 episodes probably.
All right.
Anyway, so that's my top 3 shows of all time. What do you guys think?
That's a pretty good list.
I would
I
say
agree
so.
with
Yeah.
almost every one of them.
I've never watched like SpongeBob or Futurama.
Okay.
If you want a show that you can binge, I would say Futurama. But if you want a show that's like stupid funny and like so ridiculous that it's good, I'd say watch SpongeBob, but stick with the first 3 seasons. If you have Amazon Prime, they're on there included with it.
Okay.
That's how I watch them. Anyway, so that's my list.
All right.
I came up with it pretty quickly, actually. Except I was kind of like disappointed in myself for not putting SpongeBob first, but it was
I
because
think The Office is a pretty good first.
I think The Office is definitely better because the cast knew that after Michael left, the show wasn't as good.
Yeah.
So when they started
They
season
knew
9,
they had to pick up the slack.
yeah, when they started season 9, they told like the producers and stuff. They said, "Let's make this last season amazing, and we'll really have a good ending, and that'll be it." And I think season 9 is one of the best seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like the quality is not as good, but there's more good episodes, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So that's it. Yeah. So like when The Office started to get not as good, they ended it before you hated it.
Yeah.
Like,
Smart.
but if like before we started this podcast, we were considering doing top 5. If we would have done top 5, I would have put Lost in it.
Okay.
Ooh, Lost.
Should
And-
still do time.
The reason for that being
Maybe we'll do like an extra podcast that we'll have
we could.
other 2.
The reason I was gonna put it is because like it's scary, it's funny, it's absolutely like the story is amazing. However,
That
once you
ending,
get like the ending is actually really good. Like the last season, it really picks up, but like in the middle and towards like middle end, it's not good like at all.
Yeah.
You have to like I stopped watching it for a while, and then I decided like I need to know what happens. So I really had to power through the bad parts to get to the good parts again.
All right.
So that's why it probably would have been like number 5 for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my top 3: SpongeBob, Futurama, The Office.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Cool.
Fair enough.
All right, who's next?
Guess that makes me next, doesn't it?
Yep, that makes you.
Okay, we're starting worst to best, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my third favorite TV show of all time would have to be the great Nickelodeon classic of Danny Phantom.
Ooh.
He's a phantom.
Now,
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
I love this show because it's if Spider-Man was a ghost.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's Danny Phantom is literally Peter Parker, and I love it. Because my old issue was like, there's only one good Spider-Man show, and that's Spectacular Spider-Man, and it's too short. So I needed a replacement, and I remembered Danny Phantom, so I rewatched it and was like, dang, this is amazing.
So,
Not that much like Spider-Man.
It is.
actually, I'll hold my question until later because it might be
Okay.
a spoiler.
So,
But I never
well-
watched much of it because I was a little bit young to,
yeah,
or maybe I did watch a lot of it and I didn't follow it very much.
I watched a bunch of it because I loved it.
Where can you watch it anywhere? Like, is there a streaming that has it?
You can watch it on my illegal anime website that I use.
Whoa,
link in the
whoa,
description.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey,
We will not promote a legal website.
Yeah.
It's not a
Here-
okay. It's,
In
Here on
The
the textbook, we do not promote breaking the law.
well, it's a good
Um,
thing. It's not actually
the
illegal.
opinions of hero protagonists do not reflect the opinions of the Textbook Podcast Incorporated.
PSA. It's not illegal if you only stream it.
It's not
I
okay.
don't know if there is,
Get
Sam. You
caught.
can
Well,
look it up.
net neutrality is dead, so it might be.
Well, really, you can get just as much out of it if you just watch like best moments on YouTube, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not really with Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom
Okay.
is kind of a unique show.
Yeah.
Is
it's
it more
hard-
story?
Yeah, it's a lot more story. It's episodic, but there's definitely more. So you got to watch like a whole episode.
It's
can't-
episodic.
It is, but I don't understand why is that so funny?
I don't know. Why am I laughing?
Why is that so funny?
It's funny the way that Sam said
sounded
it's episodic.
That's just a legit term.
I know, but I don't know why that sounded so funny. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Sam is losing his mind over here. Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's like if you Googled like Spider-Man best moments, like you'd find some cool stuff, but
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
yeah.
Like, you wouldn't get it as much.
Yeah. But Danny Phantom, season 1 was good, season 2 was even better, and season 3 was awful.
It was.
It was terrible.
What happened to it?
Like, I don't even know.
It was basically stuffed with filler.
It was episodic, so it's all filler. It was episodic.
What?
But it was a lot of like kind of like fillery things,
Okay.
and the ending was just awful.
How did it end?
It's
Ask Butch
okay.
Hartman. It's on his YouTube channel.
Spoiler
I'll put a
alert.
spoiler for like.
I gotta
everything.
remember the ending because I've erased it from my mind. It's like
It was bad.
so he spent like all 3 seasons hunting down like these ghosts or whatever, and in the end, there's this giant meteor headed to Earth, and he like has to enlist the help of all the ghosts to make it like intangible to phase through the Earth or something. It's just piles of just disappointment.
Sounds like they kind of jumped the shark.
Oh, they
Yeah.
did. They really jumped the shark, and it just ended, and everyone was like,
Hmm.
"What is this garbage?"
Was it like clearly the end, or did it get canceled?
No, it got canceled, but like they had the end. It got probably. I think what happened was it got canceled in like season 2, or like halfway through season 3. Like,
So
oh,
they
we got-
just so
like,
they had to write in an ending.
Yeah, like we got to end it, and it's just like, it was just a pile of disappointment.
Huh.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's been forever since I've actually watched the show. I gotta rewatch
That's
it.
like that's almost similar to what happened to Futurama, except the ending was really good.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
with the last episode of Futurama, it wasn't a special, so it was the same length. It was like the 22-minute episode,
Yeah.
except it could have been just another one of those more sad episodes.
Yeah.
Just put in anywhere else, and it would have worked the same. What happened in it is Fry and Leela got stuck in time, so everything was frozen around them, and they just got
Spoiler
really
alert.
old. Yeah, spoiler alert. Everything was frozen around them, but they got really old. And
Yeah.
then the professor managed to find them and said, "I can take you back to the moment when time froze." And they just were like, "Want to go around one more time?" And then the show ended.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Huh.
It was a really good ending, but they could have put that episode anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, Sam, since we're doing somewhat spoilers, what was the question you had to ask?
Well, it wasn't a spoiler to a show; it was a spoiler to your list,
Oh.
possibly.
You know what?
That's
Ask it
fine.
anyway. Why not?
I was gonna say if you're saying Danny Phantom is good because it's like Spectacular Spider-Man,
Yeah.
is Spectacular Spider-Man somewhere else on your list?
It is not.
Oh, really? Okay.
It is not, actually. I love Spectacular Spider-Man.
So would
What
you
it-
say Danny Phantom is better than Spectacular Spider-Man?
I like it better. I'd prefer it. If I was given the choice, I'd pick Danny Phantom.
Okay.
Okay.
Because Spider-Man, well, 'cause my reasoning is Spider-Man is good. If I had to pick one, I can get Spider-Man other places. It won't be as good Spider-Man, but it'll do Spider-Man. Danny Phantom,
You're right,
I can
but
only
there's
get
no
one.
other-
Yeah,
there's no Danny Phantom.
There's no
I
Danny
see what you
Phantom.
mean. I see what you mean.
I'm just saying it's so much like Spider-Man, and that's why I love it so much. As I have
Yeah.
that Spider-Man feel.
Yeah. The reason Danny Phantom might have really gone downhill is because like that's sometimes what happens with Bush
Well-
Hartman shows.
The reason was actually it was like the fandom.
Oh, really?
It was the fandom. I can give you okay, let's do this. Here's story time. Fandom is what killed Danny Phantom. Actually, the shippers is what killed Danny Phantom.
Danny Fandom.
Yeah, it literally was. So what happened was people started shipping like male characters together and making it really weird and gay.
Oh,
and Butch Hartman was like, this isn't cool, guys. This is kind of creepy.
Oh, did he get like pegged as homophobic?
No, so what happened was because they were shipping like this like 40-year-old, like Danny's arch nemesis is this 40-year-old dude who's also like a half ghost, half dude. And he's like Danny's uncle, and people were shipping him and Danny.
Okay.
And Butch was like, "Okay, guys, this is kind of creepy. If you could not, that'd be great." Kind of passively.
So people were shipping Danny and his uncle?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Or wait,
really
no,
weird.
I think he was his uncle.
The Game of Thrones is strong
Oh.
with this one.
Right. His name's Vlad Masters. It wasn't his uncle. It's his dad's old science partner who like also liked Danny's mom, but through some accident got this like weird ghost acne.
Okay, I guess
So
that's
she-
not
Okay.
that's not
It's
as
not as
That's
bad.
not as weird.
So he's his like 40-year-old dad's best friend, but it's still creepy and weird.
yeah. I don't know if you guys watch a lot of Butch Hartman's YouTube.
Yeah, I have.
But he is very Christian.
Yeah.
So it's not that popular of an opinion, but I do think he has every right to say don't do that with my TV show if he doesn't want to.
Yeah. But that's
I
not
have a
why.
question for
but
the
that's not-
podcast, but
No.
I'll ask it later.
Okay. But that's not why I got canceled. What happened was the community then split between the purists who were like, all right, guys, let's do what he says and not do this 'cause it's kind of weird. And then the people were like, screw what he thinks. We should be able to do this.
Okay.
Despite what he says. And the fandom got this whole civil war,
Hmm.
essentially. And that's basically how it died. Is the fandom split into the civil war of like, they had names. I forget what they were. You can watch a YouTube video on it. If I can find it,
Yeah.
I'll link it.
You find it and I'll link it in the description.
I'll find it. I'll give it to you the link. But it explains what happened with the fandom and how that caused the cancellation of the shows because the fandom war got way too out of hand.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like back when cartoons weren't
The
weren't
rightful age of like 2007.
Yeah,
It was-
they weren't
it
that
was-
popular too.
Yeah, well,
No.
nowadays cartoons are more for younger kids who wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like today, that wouldn't happen, but back in like
Well, it still
early
happens
2000s.
today.
back in early 2000s and late 90s, it was older kids watching cartoons.
Yeah, I mean, it still
were
is on
better
teens watching
cartoons, too.
cartoons.
It was very mature cartoons too.
There were a lot.
like-
There was better cartoons.
well, yeah, they're clearly better, but
They were way superior.
Now we have Uncle Grandpa and Teen Titans Go.
Yeah,
yeah, and SpongeBob SquarePants.
the new SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, SpongeBob SquarePants seasons 1 through 9 or 1 through 11 or whatever it is now,
Yeah.
or
a lot.
seasons 4, not 1. 1 through 3 is good.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we done with Danny Phantom? Or
Yeah, I'd say so. I've explained the whole fandom catastrophe. But
I
yeah.
would not have guessed that's why it got canceled, but I get it.
yeah, so I would not
Yeah.
have either. And I watched that video and I was like, oh, all right. All right, number 2. This is a more recent addition to my list. I haven't even finished it yet.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Burger King.
What that is.
Okay. What is
The
it?
last thing you want in your Burger King.
The last thing you want in your favorite cartoon is a bad fandom.
No. Number 2 is gonna be Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Heckin' yeah.
So
Oh, you started that fairly recently, didn't you?
I did it. What happened? Because I finally got Hulu, so I can watch the rest of it now. I'd only seen season 1 and 2. But I can now
Or
binge
1
it.
and 2, or 1 and 2, like on Netflix.
On like some random website I found, but the website stopped working. So
Okay.
The views of harem protagonists do not reflect the
yeah, kids,
Yes,
I get all
thank
my
you.
media somewhat illegally, but not illegally.
views
We
of harem
rec-
protagonists do not reflect the views of the textbook.
Okay, we're gonna edit this to just mute everything Caleb says.
You sure can. I can't stop you. Nathaniel is the editor.
Well, I'll just put like the beeps whenever you say like your illegal website.
Yeah.
Every
So
time you say
kids, I
every
get it
time
off my.
Or here, if you ever wonder where I watch my things, most likely, if it's not on Netflix, it's gonna be some random website.
Okay, anyway, so why Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
So Brooklyn Nine-Nine, for those of you that don't know, I would like to, in the future, become a police officer. And I love cop stuff, and I think cop stuff is really cool. I also love Andy Samberg. He is my hero. Andy Samberg...
Don't you mean Matt Bennett?
No, Matt Bennett's not that great. He's like some like dude fighting for like gun laws or something now, and I don't care.
Didn't they always make fun of Matt Bennett on Victorious though for looking like Andy Samberg?
I think so.
That was one of the really funny jokes on that show.
It was
I-
Victorious. Also
that's
on my
actually-
top 10.
If
Favorite.
Victorious is pretty good.
if we were gonna do like Nickelodeon, I'd probably throw that in there.
Yes.
Anyway,
But yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Andy Samberg plus cop stuff plus sitcom is a dream come true. And I found this show actually 6 months ago, and I looked up I found a compilation of best moments on YouTube. And I was like, oh, this is funny, but I never really watched it until recently. And now that I watched it, I'm in love with it.
It's pretty good.
And when I grow up, I want to be just like Jake Peralta. Which is probably not a good role model, but hey,
Nope, not at all.
you know, it's who I'll probably become.
isn't it
Andy
another
Dwyer's in
mockumentary?
this world? Okay.
Yeah,
It's not. It's
not
a
a
sitcom.
mockumentary.
It's not a mockumentary. It's a sitcom.
It's a sitcom.
But it's
I think-
still.
I think I once saw it compared to The Office and Parks and Rec, and I just kind of assumed.
Yeah, it's not. I definitely
It's
prefer it
made
over
by the same
Office.
guy. It's made by Michael Schur.
It is. I
Oh,
definitely
maybe
prefer it
that's
over
why.
The Office and Parks and Rec, though.
Oh, really?
I do greatly.
Is it just because you can relate more to the subject matter?
That's one of the reasons. Also, I just find it genuinely hilarious.
Cool.
I love all of the characters in it.
Okay.
Yeah, Andy Samberg plus cop stuff. Really funny. Plus, Jake
So-
Peralta is one of my favorite characters of all time.
So, in what way is it better than Danny Phantom?
So,
I mean, I'm sure that's not really a hard question.
it's really not. The reason it's better, it's kind of like it's Sam, for you, it's like the SpongeBob compared to The Office. They're two very different shows
You're right.
that you
Like-
watch for very different reasons.
Can't be more different.
Yeah, it's like both are funny, but they're very different shows.
One is just better quality, clearly.
True, yes. Danny Phantom, and also Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's something I can watch anytime. Danny Phantom, I can't just I can't really just pick up an episode and have a good time. I'd want to
Yeah.
watch the whole thing. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I can just pick up an episode and love it, and not have to see
Yeah.
anything else. There might be some callback jokes, but for the most part,
Yeah.
can just
It's
watch it.
one of those shows that once you watch it, you can watch any of it.
yes.
But some other shows are you don't really like to just watch part of it.
Yeah, like Danny Phantom, I could watch one episode 'cause it's episodic, but I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
I'd want to follow
The word of the day is
Narrative.
episodic.
It is. I'd want to follow the narrative.
Today's episode is brought to you by the word episodic. Today's podcast is brought to you by Caleb.
You can find it in all of your favorite kids' TV shows. Because nothing is arcs anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think the last show to have a decent arc might have been Gravity Falls.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Gravity Falls, it started episodic, then got an arc, and it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what about what's the show that's like Gravity Falls that's kind of out right now?
It's out right now. It's like Gravity Falls.
Or it's not like it, but it's kind of the same style.
Same style.
Or animation style.
Gravity Falls.
I don't know, whatever.
I
I
mean,
think
you've got me intrigued, Sam.
It's a show I haven't watched, so I could be totally wrong.
I feel like I've seen it before, but I
The
can't.
same animation style as Gravity Falls.
Just similar. It's not made by the same people.
similar. How similar? Like mystery shows?
Bizarre
No,
Park?
no.
Yeah, Bizarrevark?
No.
That one show about some kid's butt?
No, it's a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
You mean The Day My Butt Went Psycho?
Yes.
Watch that on Netflix.
I
There we go.
saw that on Netflix.
Nathanael,
It's-
Google Disney cartoon. New Disney.
I'm doing that right now.
Oh,
No,
good.
I think it was Cartoon Network. I don't know why my first thought was Steven Universe, but I know that that's not it.
There's wait, it's a Cartoon Network show that's like Gravity Falls?
I felt like it was. Is it something saves?
Is it still
Save?
running?
What?
Is it still running?
I don't know, actually.
Something-
All I know is, Caleb, you've said it's really good, and it's out right now.
Oh!
Or maybe it's not out right now.
Okay, this is actually my number 4 on my favorite list of TV shows. Star
What is
vs.
it?
the Forces
Oh,
of
Star
Evil.
versus for the first.
Oh,
okay.
This when
Is
we
that
were
outright?
putting this list together, when I was putting this list together, it was my number 3, and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine beat it out when I thought of it.
does that have an arc?
Yeah, actually it does.
And it's out right now?
Yes. Point of
Oh,
order.
okay.
Season 1, terrible. Season 2, Really, really good. Season 3, amazing.
Is amazing better than really, really good?
Yes, I would think so.
And they're still making episodes?
They are. I don't know when season 4 is coming out, but we have like a screen, like a picture of them making it or something.
Yeah.
It's on Cartoon Network, right?
It's on Disney XD.
Oh, okay.
I think they're actually showing a good sign that this thing is going to go for a while is they're showing reruns on Disney Channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think that they have good faith that this is going to keep going. But it's really good. I like it a lot. I powered through season 1, and it was worth it.
Okay. Is there a place to watch it? Like, is it on something?
Well, you know me, so you know where I watched it.
Okay, is there
The
a
views
place?
of harem protagonists do not reflect the views of the textbook podcast.
Is
I
there a
don't know.
place? Is there a place where law-abiding citizens can find it?
You can try the Disney XD website. I know they have sometimes episodes, but you can try something. I'm not positive.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
From now on, Sam, it's a bad idea to ask me if there's anywhere that you can watch it because I watch all my things in the same place.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can just continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 1.
Number 1. So speaking of episodic series, my reason for Brooklyn Nine-Nine, why I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine was the whole I can pick up an episode I watch and watch it and have a good time. So speaking of that, number one, favorite TV show of all time is iCarly.
Oh my. How did I know that was good?
I love this TV show. I don't know why, but I love it.
It's okay, Caleb, because I know you see
Somehow the world will change for
for
me.
me. And be so wonderful.
And be so wonderful. How do we even start with iCarly? Like,
You know what? I
it's just so
was
good.
I was not expecting that,
Yeah?
but I 100% get it.
Yeah, I was like, neither was I. I was making the list, and I was like, you know what? None of these just beat how much I love iCarly. I've rewatched it like 3 times, not including the times I've randomly watched it on TV.
Okay.
It's just so funny. I don't know. I love all of the gags. My favorite part about the series is its mannerisms.
Yeah.
Oh, let me throw back to Danny Phantom real quick. One thing I love about the show is one of the teacher dudes. He swears, but he swears in really old, like, famous novels.
What?
Wait, what?
So, like, he has these
Wait.
explanations, but they're all old novels. There's a compilation on YouTube. There has to be a compilation of YouTube. I forget the dude's
Is this
name.
going to tie into iCarly, or did you just think of it?
No, because I was talking about mannerisms and I remembered it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's so funny.
One thing that's good about iCarly, and it's like, it was one of my main points for each of my shows.
Yeah?
Was iCarly didn't get bad; it only got better.
Yeah, I was so sad when it ended.
And when it ended, you were like devastated.
Yeah, I've had one of the saddest endings ever.
It's almost better to want more than to wish you had less.
Yeah.
In the TV show's case, because like you when you remember the show, you don't remember, oh, that show is terrible because like, oh, that used to be so good, but you remember, oh, that was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows. It's such a classic. And I mean, like, in the same vein of iCarly, I also love, like, Victorious and all of like Jake and Josh.
Dan Schneider had
all
like
of Dan
5
Schneider's.
really good shows.
Yeah, all of Dan Schneider's shows are so good.
His shows that are out now aren't great.
Yeah, they're not very good. One of my favorite things I ever saw was the episode of Sam and Cat, where they bring back.
Okay.
What? It's fine. I only watched the first season and was like, it's okay.
Sam and Cat was like, we're ending 2 of our biggest shows, so we're gonna give you just a little bit still, you know.
What they did, which I loved, they had an hour-long special where they brought back Freddie, Jade, and Robbie.
I remember that. And was
loved
Psychowitz in it, or he was in a different episode?
Psychowitz was in a different episode.
Okay, I remember that.
It was like the big tuna jump, where Sam jumps over a giant tank of angry tuna that Dice.
I remember that. But while you're on that topic, one of the things I didn't like about that episode was how ridiculous some of those stories were.
Oh yeah.
Not that episode, but the whole show. I mean,
Oh, the show. I'm like, yep. What are you talking about? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. Not I misspoke, but
Okay, I was
one of
gonna
the things
say, I'm
that
like, what are you talking
one of the things I didn't like about the show as a whole was
Yeah.
it was like trying to be a cartoon when it was a sitcom.
Yeah.
Mhm, yes.
Anyway, you might continue.
But no, I love that episode because seeing all my favorite characters come back
Yeah,
felt
but
really good.
but iCarly is clearly better, which
Oh,
is
it's infinitely better.
I think iCarly was also better than
Pawn Stars?
well, yeah, obviously. No, it's better than Victorious, but
Yeah.
but
What?
Okay.
I wouldn't say not by a ton.
Is it better than Drake and Josh?
Well, I guess according to you it is.
Oh yeah, true. According to
Well,
me. I
tell me
guess.
this. Where's the door hole?
It's right there. See, I drew with magic marker.
Yeah. I was going. Just gotta go get the power saw.
I personally, I think Drake and Josh is funnier,
Yeah.
but I think
If I had to
there's
my
but I
thing
think-
was, if I ever had to choose between the two, I would always go with iCarly.
how many seasons of iCarly are there?
5.
Yeah, there's only 3 of Drake and Josh.
Yeah, there's 5 seasons of iCarly.
I think Drake and Josh has more funny moments though, but I think iCarly has more good characters.
Yeah, I think for me personally, Drake and Josh has more like quality in its funny moments. It has like better jokes, but iCarly just has like more quantity of them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah,
I get it though. And
I
also
felt like there was more to that sentence, and then there was.
but also Gibby
Gibby
is
was
like one of the best TV characters of all
dude,
time.
what a legend! Gibby was amazing.
And I loved how like he started off as such a minor character
Yeah,
and then like people just absolutely loved him.
and he became a main character.
Yeah. He
It's like
became
he-
like arguably the best character on the show.
Yes, like he hit it big when he was in the opening.
Yeah.
As soon as he made it into the opening, I was like, oh,
When they put his name in the
Yeah.
opening, yeah. Gibby, and I kind of wish they would have given Tebow a bigger part because he was hilarious.
well, Tebow had a whole arc where he lived with Miss Benson.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
he had that whole of Terrence.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was like a whole like season long gag.
That was good. I really liked him.
Yeah,
'Cause-
Tebow was great.
Because didn't he live in the smoothie shop, but they kicked him out or something?
Yeah, he got like the health department or whatever came in and kicked him out.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that show has such a great supporting cast. Like Miss Benson, as cringy as she is so funny.
Who?
Miss Benson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Benson, Tebow, Gibby, Lubert.
Yeah, Louver.
Messing with
Um,
Looper.
Even like Neville sometimes is really funny.
Neville, yeah, Spencer's hilarious.
Spencer's amazing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
that's pretty good.
Spencer. It's just such a good supporting cast.
Hmm.
Like even like the teachers, Briggs and the other dude.
I can't remember the name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. They were great. Oh, best principal ever, Principal Franklin.
Oh, Mr. Howard.
Mr. Howard. Principal
Mr.
Franklin
Howard
is the
eats
best.
pants.
Yeah.
Who wrote this lie?
I love the scene. I love the episode where they're doing iCarly from the detention.
Yeah, that's where that Mr. Howard eats pants came
Yeah,
from.
and they get the kid with the a paper bag on his head, like beatboxing in the hallway. And Mr. Howard chases him around.
Yes. Okay.
So good.
All right, Caleb. I think you have a fine selection.
I sure do. Oh, iCarly has so many good, like, quotable and memorable moments. I think
We
we're
should
good to
do-
move on.
We should do a live stream on this channel and do random dancing.
Oh yes.
Just Dance 2019.
We should post the video of us dancing to "That's What Makes You Beautiful."
Oh my.
Yes.
Hey.
Oof.
Oh, get
Aw.
ready for that one, guys.
Yep. We're gonna no,
Wait.
let's edit it a bit, kind of like short it down, put some edit. But
You're right.
It's gonna be like
Okay. All right. Who's next?
Okay.
I think it's me. I haven't watched iCarly,
What?
so I
Wow.
Oh, what a loser.
I
Wait,
did.
wait. We
did
just had
not.
this whole discussion, and you
Yeah.
haven't even watched it.
You just sat
No.
there. The vendor just sat there saying, Sam, that was all me and you.
That
I
was
didn't
all you guys.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Nathaniel's
I
not
just made
saying
that Drake and Josh meme joke. and I
Nathaniel
was
did watch
just
Victorious,
sitting-
though.
I
You
watched
did?
Victorious because of the
Victorious.
singing. Music was great.
Watch Victorious and not iCarly.
Because
Okay.
Victorious is obviously better.
Okay,
Kidding.
think of Victorious. Now make it a little
yeah,
bit.
I've seen like episodes of
Yeah.
iCarly,
Take
Think-
Victorious,
okay.
but I haven't
make it
like
funnier and
seen
add a
iCarly.
Think of Victorious and make it a little bit less far-fetched.
Yeah.
I
that's
saw the Pawn Stars episode. So
Oh, yeah? Okay. All right, Nathaniel, go ahead.
Not the
okay,
greatest
so
episode.
number 3, I'm gonna cheat a bit here. Tie for number 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so as you know, Caleb, the harem protagonist Bacon, has introduced me to some anime,
I have a lot.
and this
And there's more to
third
come.
spot.
Oh,
Yay.
here come the comments.
I could
There's-
have a whole nother list of dedicated to
Okay,
anime.
I am Asian. I
Yeah.
get this. I'm not a weeb because I'm Asian.
I
Okay.
am.
Okay, you can have a pass for now.
The third spot, Death Note / My Hero Academia.
Okay.
And I will tell you why, because Death Note is one of the best, smartest shows I've ever seen. Like,
Okay, I haven't seen Death Note, but I'm just gonna put a spoiler alert in here right now because I kind of know that it's not very episodic.
No,
It
it's an anime, so yeah, it's
yeah,
not.
it's not. But I have never seen a show as smart as Death Note, and
Yeah,
as like
well,
very
well,
suspenseful.
You better start watching Rick and Morty then.
Yeah, seriously.
Yay! Okay, I did watch the first episode. It was
I'm
actually
telling you, Nathaniel, you should
Rick
watch
and
Code
Morty
Geass.
is actually pretty funny. I will watch Code Geass sometime.
It's pretty close to it. It's not as smart, but it's pretty dang close.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, it's not that smart. It's definitely not that smart.
I wouldn't say Futurama is even nearly as smart, but there is one episode where they start switching bodies, and they wrote an entire like theorem out for it.
Oh my!
Like they had to make they brought in scientists to write it out. Anyway, keep going.
So it's very smart, very really interesting, very attention grabbing.
Very battle of wits.
Yeah.
It's really
My Hero Academia is a wit battle, but they have like superheroes and powers called quirks. And I like it because it explored the other side of superheroes, because like in this world, some superheroes don't fight crime, or they do sometimes, but mostly they're like celebrities or they're models. And it explored the ideals of what makes a true hero.
But Nathaniel, do you keep your ideals?
I do. Only All Might is worthy. Okay. And I like that how it explores the other side of if superpowers would come.
I mean,
Very
just the hero laws alone are like super
Yeah.
interesting.
Hero laws. Only like even like Marvel bit with Civil War, but that's about it.
Yeah, Civil War dives into it, but Hiroaka does it so much more.
I know, yeah.
It's so great.
Like almost like a whole nother list of rules for superheroes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because like everyone in the world has powers, and not everyone, but like most of the people in the world have powers. Just
Yeah.
Almost like Avatar, like Last
Yeah.
Airbender.
There's this scene, to elaborate, there's an arc in the series where there's this hero killer called Stain who like just kills heroes.
Yeah.
Because in the world it's like being a hero is a job. So what Stain does is he kills all the heroes who just do it for money. And anyone he deems worthy of being a true hero, he leaves alive.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a hero?
He's not,
No,
he's a
he's a
villain
villain.
because he just kills heroes.
Well, I mean, does he have the powers?
Yes.
He has powers, yeah.
Okay. So
His
like
powers pretty cool.
did the non-powered people ever try to rebel like in Legend of Korra?
No. So like heroes try to stop him,
Okay.
but he's killed like 20 of them. But,
Okay, anyway.
But then he killed one of the main characters, one of the secondary characters' brother, gets paralyzed in a fight with him. Like Stain tries to kill him.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Paralyzes him. So what he does, the kid who's still in like the hero school tries to hunt him down. He hunts him down. Stain almost kills him, but then main protagonist saves him. Then other secondary character saves main protagonist, and they have this like 3-way fight. They beat Stain.
I think you don't have to go that deep.
Yeah.
Just like watch the show. Just watch the show. I just want to tell you, like, this is how
Yeah. Beat Stain, take him into custody, but then afterwards,
very
they get reprimanded because they're technically not like full heroes yet, and they're not allowed to use their powers like in society. So even though like they beat the villain, they still like get like a bunch of trouble for using their powers illegally.
Yeah.
Is this originally Japanese?
Yeah, it's an anime.
It's an
Okay.
anime.
So it's not like Western.
Yeah, but the dude who
It's originally
it's originally a manga. The dude who wrote the manga was like heavily influenced by like Marvel and stuff, though. Like he's a
Okay, because I was gonna say like it doesn't sound like
no,
an
it's
anime.
an anime, but he's a huge like Marvel nerd.
Yeah,
so we make some references.
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
So my second one, I'll have to go more in depth. Would be Young Justice.
Yeah, I nerded out for Hero.
Young Justice, I would say I was there when it was, and it was great. The first season's really good. The second season gets better. And
I just started the second season.
Justice
I watched the
is
first episode
amazing,
today.
by the way.
I watched the
Tayvian,
first
are you
episode
even
of the
here?
second season today, so
Yeah.
I'm prepared. You
Yeah.
guys have hyped me up for this. This better actually be good.
In spirit.
it's really good. I won't
That time skip was
spoilers
annoying though.
for Caleb. The time skip is annoying, but you get Nightwing, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I like Nightwing. He's cool.
Um,
I still prefer
I
Gotham.
much prefer DC over Marvel. Not in like
Okay,
movie
get
centers,
out,
but
get
like
out.
Yeah, like
heroes.
leave.
In
Get
like
out.
hero studies. Okay,
Leave.
my favorite hero is the Flash. Okay,
Okay,
not the TV show, not the soap opera.
Okay.
CW.
Your favorite hero is allowed to be in DC, but if you prefer DC as a whole,
Leave.
Okay,
Are you,
it's
like-
just-
like,
it's
why
just
are
a
you
bit,
even living?
Just a bit, just like a tiny bit. Okay, the Marvel movies has come back, and I'm like, okay, yeah, Marvel's pretty cool, but just
okay,
a bit.
okay,
Just a
I'll
bit
let it slide.
DC.
This is once.
Okay,
This is one
And
for the
It's
podcast.
mostly because of this show.
Okay.
I was a big fan of the DCAU, which is the DC animated universe, the Bruce Timm version with Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited. I
So
love
I-
Static Shock.
So I imagine the DCAU is much better than the DCEU.
Yes.
Yes, very
Okay.
much so.
So Young Justice like goes back to where that is. It's made by the creators of past podcasts.
Of what?
By the creator of Batman Under the Red Hood, a movie that never gets old.
And we know if listen at our first podcast to hear about that.
Yeah. And Greg Wiseman, which is the creator of Gargoyles and Spectacular Spider-Man, which I also love along with Caleb.
Fantastic show.
Young Justice explores the sidekick route, and you see heroes that haven't got the spotlight yet, like Robin, Superboy, young Kid Flash, Aqualad. Yeah, and Miss Martian. She does
Like
have
her.
character development.
I
I like
like
actually-
Artemis.
I really like sidekicks.
Sidekicks are really cool.
Yeah. And it's more like in the beginning of the series they explain how like the superheroes are symbols and how they are more the undercover. And I like that. The villains are nice.
They're the Black Ops squad.
The one thing I would say is that the Joker is not very good in this series.
I was incredibly disappointed.
The Joker's a more throwaway villain.
Oh,
than
really?
What they use.
He's in like one episode though, right?
Yeah,
And
just
it's not even just him.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
Marvel
Well-
League, so he's a throwaway villain.
I guess they could argue that since Joker is more linked to Batman, he shouldn't be with them. But also, the Joker is such an iconic villain that like you have to make sure you do him right.
Yeah. Which they definitely did not do.
Was he like annoying or not funny or
He
something?
just did nothing.
Hmm.
Like literally
He
did nothing.
something, but he was like part of a team and kind of secondary.
Oh, yeah. If you're doing the Joker, it has to be in the spotlight.
Yeah. So season 2 you get a bunch of twists. You get new characters, Blue Beetle, Static Shock. I love Blue Beetle, I love Static Shock. And so that is the number 2 show for me.
Nice.
And my first one, as you probably have heard, would be Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And as someone who has finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Hulu boy.
yes, I watch it legal this time.
I'm trying to watch it legally. It's hard.
Okay.
Hey, it's not a broken law unless you get caught.
I mean, it's not illegal.
Oh my.
Okay, if you guys didn't know, Tayvian is the one in the thumbnail who is black.
Yeah.
He is the black one.
That's,
So the reviews
okay.
with the views of Tayvian does not reflect the textbook podcasting. Okay. I'll explain to you why Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What Caleb said. It's very like you can jump into any episode. And the reasons, like, I've watched Parks and Rec, and I've watched The Office. Not a lot of The Office, a lot of Parks and Rec. The Office's dry humor just doesn't go along with me. The reason I would pick this over Parks and Rec would be because the first 2 seasons of Parks and Rec are just very boring a bit. And I think it gets a bit better when Ben Wyatt comes in. Because there's that one guy that like comes in, he's like in the first and second season, and then he just leaves and no one ever mentions him ever.
Brandanowitz.
Yeah.
So no one cared about him. That's why they booted him off the show.
And there are some like boring episodes of the Parks and Rec. But when I was watching like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, every single episode was really good. And of course, not every single show will have really interesting episodes for 5 seasons. But, they were never like so any episodes that were like, this is boring. Sort of thing. I found Brooklyn Nine-Nine because it got canceled, but then it got picked up again by NBC.
Sure did.
And it's great.
How long was it off the air?
I think only like a few months.
It was not dead. No, it has not been long.
I think it like canceled, then like fans were like, hey, and then they picked it up.
Yeah.
My top 2 shows actually were canceled, but they're being picked up again.
Oh my.
Oh, cool.
Young Justice Season 3, 2018.
My number 2 show, Futurama, was canceled like 3 times.
Yeah.
And like the fans of Futurama are a bit obsessive. So they just kept coming back. Some of the really funny jokes were because they were like originally on Fox, I think.
Yeah.
And once they came back after being canceled the first time, they made fun of Fox for canceling them.
Huh.
It was actually really funny. It's like they were showing this network that like this giant office building for like a TV network that had canceled something or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was called Box, but the giant neon lights were like turning on and off, so the letter B was turning into an F.
Oh, my.
It was really funny.
I think my main reason for loving Brooklyn Nine-Nine so much is really the cop stuff, personally.
Yeah.
It's really what does it for me.
I love Diane Weist Infection.
Yeah, that was pretty
That
great.
is the best opening ever. It's best opening ever. Close second would be the Tell Me Why Backstreet Boys opening.
I've seen that. It's really funny.
That's
really
Diane Weist Infection. Great. The way like the camera zooms in, like each of their faces.
It's pretty good. Gina is hilarious.
Gina Linetti
Gina Linetti is
great.
what a masterpiece. Terry loves yogurt.
Terry loves her.
Terry's third-person comments are also splendid.
Yes.
All right, we may continue. Tayvian, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay.
There
All
he
right.
is.
Go.
All right.
Let's hear it.
So
Prepare to be disappointed.
I'm a very indecisive person.
We know that we
Oh, of course.
Taven's gonna have like a top 20.
He
I ended up doing a top 5.
He can't even
anyways,
pick
'cause I
what
had a few
locker to put in the
ties.
Valentine.
Taven has had a few ties.
I
All
had
right,
2
let's-
ties for
A few.
second and third.
All right,
Just a few.
Tayvian. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Let's
by
hear
the
it.
way,
then.
Voltron is a close fourth.
All right.
So
So
Taven's
my
gonna
third
take like a year to get through.
All right. Well,
third is Drake and Josh.
Okay.
okay. Amazing show. I agree.
Okay. Okay.
Cause 1,
Where's
I
the
grew
door
up
hole?
with it. 2, it's just plain funny. And 3, it's just an amazing show.
One of the best things about Drake and Josh was the Drake Bell and Josh Peck just worked absolutely perfect together.
Yes.
Like, and they
if I
could they could play
Yeah,
off
yeah.
each other just perfectly.
I
And it's
saw-
crazy to think. It's crazy to think that they're like not actually friends.
Yeah.
Like they get along, but they don't hang out. Like it's crazy to think that in real life they don't like.
I mean,
hang out
they
with
did
each other.
spend how many years together on that show?
Yeah.
Well, they were on that show for 3 seasons, but they were also both on the Amanda show.
Yeah, I feel like I would want a break.
Yeah.
Like if I saw them in public, I wouldn't think that they weren't brothers or best friends. Like if they were together in public.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. The Office
Okay.
Okay.
tied with the OG Teen Titans show.
Okay. Wait,
Those are two very different things.
Say that again.
Wait, you mean they're tied?
Yeah.
Yes, they're tied.
Wait, did he say Young Justice and Teen Titans?
No, The Office and old Teen
Ah.
Titans and like the original Teen Titans show. Tavy, what about Teen Titans Go?
Okay,
What about
wait.
Teen Titans Go the movie?
Teen
Wait, Tavian,
Titans
you
Go
saying-
to the movies.
are you saying that The Office and Teen Titans are tied?
Not in terms of but in terms of quality,
Okay.
like likability,
I can see that.
rather than, the type of show they are. They're not comparable in any way. But in terms of popularity and likability, you can tell that they're that they're tied. The Office is because, Steve Carell.
That's true. He's amazing.
Yeah, The Office is a classic.
John
Nathaniel-
Krasinski.
Nathaniel, remind me after this. There's a couple of things I want you to edit into this.
Yes, sure.
Your master editing.
I'm because I'm the official editor of the podcast.
Yes. And you said you were gonna edit the heck out of this.
I did say that.
Well then, so, and John Krasinski. Not many people know this, but he said in his audition, he said, if there's anybody that can mess up a good British show, it's the Americans, which actually landed.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
That's funny because the American show was like 100 times better.
Yeah.
Apparently, he thought that the British show was really good.
Well,
It's fine.
But,
I've actually never watched the British version.
I watched like 2 episodes.
I was watching the first episode and I said, why would I watch this when I could watch the American version?
Yeah, it was too dry for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tayvian?
Yeah,
Anything
it
else to say?
was like the I didn't watch much of it at all, but the British version,
It's
Almost- almost all the comedy was based off of how awkward it was.
it's such dry,
Yeah.
awkward humor that
Yeah.
Like The Office has a lot of dry humor, but it also has a lot of really fun like gags.
Like when
British
Toby,
Office was pure awkward humor.
hmm
Yeah, that's the reason I don't like Arrested, because Arrested Development is so much awkward humor.
Yeah. What were you saying
Yeah.
about Toby?
I said when you said awkward, I was like when touched Pam's leg.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
actually
called hentai,
No,
and
actually,
it's art.
actually, what I love about the part where Toby touches Pam's leg is 1 second later he's like, "Guys, I'm moving to Costa Rica." Jumps over like a 15-foot fence and runs to his house because they're locked in the parking lot. It's actually that's one part. That's like it's really awkward, but then he does something really funny.
Yeah.
Fun fact: the guy who played Toby, I can't remember his name for whatever reason. I don't know why. I usually do, but he was one of the main writers, and he never even wanted to be an actor. They just needed somebody to do the part.
Huh.
And also, I don't even think he enjoyed acting that much. He just did the part because they needed him to.
Wow.
And that might not be completely right, like my story, but
Yeah.
but that, like, I think that's what it is. I know he never wanted to be an actor.
Huh. All right.
All right, Tayvian. So how about number one?
Another
number
tie, I
one.
bet.
Is a very predictable one.
Yeah,
I think I know, but I'm not gonna guess.
I'm pretty sure I know too.
It's Parks and Rec.
Figured.
Wow, Michael
Yeah.
Schur has been taking our.
Wait, Tavian, what happened to Total Drama Island?
Okay, fair.
Where did
That
that
was
go?
up there, but it's not first.
Where did that go?
little
What
bit
happened to
of a
Voltron?
little bit of a backstory. We once walked to Tavian's house and looked through his basement window, and he was watching Total Drama Island.
After
Drama
like for the
Island
whole
is
week, he would always talk about how he's been watching Total Drama Island.
And then we would make fun of him.
Because we'd always be like, Tavian, what are you doing? He's like, watching Total Drama Island.
Well, at least we know he wasn't lying.
Yeah, it's true.
All right,
Easy to find
so
out.
Parks and-
Tavian,
wait,
let's
wait,
hear
wait,
about
wait.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec is
Stop,
tied with
stop.
the Spectacular Spider-Man, though.
Oh, of course it's tied.
Oh,
Ooh.
you gotta be kidding!
Yes.
Wait, Nathaniel,
Yes.
I heard you say Scott's Tots.
Yeah.
I actually don't really like that episode. It's,
I
it's
was just talking about awkward, cringy moments.
I know.
in the office.
Scott's Tots is painful to watch.
I've never seen that.
Have you never
basi-
seen Scott's Tots?
Okay,
I've never seen Scott's Top.
the story of the episode
Wait,
is
don't tell him. We'll see it after.
okay. Yeah, we'll just watch it after this.
We can
Oh
watch
my.
it after this.
This can't
Scott's
end well.
Tots is. Oh,
It might be the most awkward episode because you know what's coming and you know it's gonna be bad,
Oh my.
and you just start to feel bad. You know,
it's
Huh.
it's bad.
it's not like disturbing. It's just so.
Yeah, I know
like,
what you mean.
So
Alright.
cringy, so
Yeah.
awkward.
I'm just like getting worried about. Well, I don't know what to expect now.
It's
okay.
it's like I don't think it's unfunny. It's just
yeah.
awkward. You know.
Okay.
Okay, back to you, Tayvian. Sorry about that.
All right then. So,
No, I don't apologize. I don't feel like hearing about Parks and Rec for the 2 billionth time from this man.
Parks and Rec.
Don't apologize.
The
I
You're
reason
telling
why
me.
it's so amazing is
All right.
because
Just talk about Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay, is
Okay,
it
fair.
is your number one show even allowed to be a tie if it's two such
No.
like such different shows?
Tavian has made his top 5. He worked his top 5 into the top 3 by having 2 ties.
Are we
The-
bullying on Tayvian?
ingenuity.
Yes.
The opinions of the textbook podcast do not reflect the opinions of Tayvian Miller.
Yeah.
So
Let's just get this out of the way. The opinions of everyone on this podcast does not reflect the podcast itself.
You're right.
Isn't
The
this
opinion-
podcast
the-
supposed to be 100% opinionated? Like, that's what all these topics are? Is this talking about our opinions?
Well, if
The-
we're talking
the-
about opinions, I think they should be called.
I think that Killmonger was the best MCU villain of all time.
I think that
Hey,
Killmonger
you know what?
should have
That's
won.
where I draw the line.
Okay,
All right.
sorry. Go, Tayvian.
So, Spectacular Spider-Man is amazing because it is the only really, truly great Spider-Man show out there. And
But what
What
about that one?
about the Black Panther show?
Well, here's an unpopular opinion. I really liked Ultimate Spider-Man.
okay,
It was
okay.
fun.
It was cool, like when the Web Warriors came in.
Anything
I
bad?
didn't like the whole team up thing. I wanted solo Spidey.
I enjoyed the team up. I really
I
liked.
feel like Solo Spidey was very annoying.
I
was
liked.
not a fan of it.
I liked the Iron Fist and the White Tiger, and the
Yeah.
Nova and the Luke Cage. I thought they all were pretty good.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like that too. Solo Spidey was just very annoying, and I would always skip those
Fact.
episodes.
I enjoyed it.
That was one of the
I-
Those are the only
that
episodes
show
I
was one of
watched.
the reasons why I got hooked on Nova.
I especially liked Iron Fist in that show.
Did anyone know Tavian was hooked on Nova?
Nova
I think I
is
know.
actually pretty cool.
I'm hooked on a feeling.
Bum, bum, bum.
Did you see Chris Pratt walk up to Hooked on a Fan?
No.
Did not.
When he won the MTV award,
What award?
Like the Generation Award or something.
Oh, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
It's like, like you're one of those people who can teach the other generation, kind of,
You inspired a
An
generation
kind of, something like that.
For what role?
for being a dad.
Just like being himself,
Andy Dwyer, of course.
for
Okay.
being Andy Dwyer.
Have you seen the thing where like Chris Pratt's son, his like favorite superhero is Captain America?
Yeah. Tavian, are we still on this like for your favorite show?
Yes.
Tavian has like 5 favorite shows.
Wait, let's let him talk, guys. Let's let him talk.
All right. So, on the contrary to popular belief, I do not like Miles more than Peter Parker.
Well, that's for an obvious reason. Just look at the thumbnail.
Seriously.
Okay, fair enough. I just felt like saying on the contrary to popular belief, but I've run out of things to say, so we're done.
Oh, okay. Well,
Cool.
people do love Miles, and I do love Miles.
I like Miles. Cool.
I think like Riri Jones, people don't like her, and there was
I'm
like,
not a
this
big
video
fan
one-
of. I'm not a big fan of how some of Miles's powers just don't make sense.
that too.
What?
But they're cool. They're so
They're cool, but
though.
it's just like why?
I'm personally a fan of Spider Ham.
Oh, same.
Yes.
I am Spider Ham.
Okay, if we're talking about alternate Spider Girl.
Wait, what about Spider-Man UK?
Yes. The Spider-Man with cosmic powers.
Ooh.
The Spider-Man from the Japanese TV show.
Yeah.
uh,
Dude, that Deadpool was so good in that anime.
or
Yeah,
what
I
is
really like Deadpool.
I don't know. I
It
know
was
what
a
you're
nice
talking about.
Deadpool Spidey crossover,
Yeah.
So tired.
especially for like kids and stuff.
Okay. Well, Tavian, are you finished up?
Yes.
Jeez, Tavian.
Tavian's
All right.
dead, guys.
Well, I think we've had a good discussion.
Sure was a podcast.
That was
All
good.
right. Thank you all so very much for listening.
Wait, hold up. Before you end, put
Thank you
some
all, two of
topics
you.
you would want for us to discuss in the comments.
Yes.
If anyone comments on this.
I have a staple
Yeah.
machine gun.
Yes. Also comment down below your top 3 favorite TV shows of all time.
Yeah.
And while you're at
Or
it, tell
top
us
5
what.
if you're indecisive like me.
Yes. While you're at it, tell us what you'd like to hear us talk about next.
Don't forget to subscribe to Jake Paul at Jake Paul
kill yourself.
at YouTube.com.
Don't
And
forget to donate to our Patreon. Link in the description.
Don't
so,
forget
yeah,
to watch the video, Dave. Eating
Yeah.
a it for the 10,000th time.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you all so very much for listening. As usual, we will see you next week on the podcast.
You mean the
catch you later.
textbook?
On
Oh.
the textbook. No,
Okay. On
Okay.
the podcast, formerly known as the textbook, formerly known as Prince.
Oh, wow. Okay, bye, everyone.
formerly known as the Parks Department.